evening and welcome to the Warwick County School Corporation Board of School Trustees January 8th meeting. Please stand and join us in a moment of silence followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, at this time we will move on to agenda item number 3, election of school board officers. Do we have a motion?
I'd like to make a motion, we leave the officers as they are presently. That would be Jane Wilhelmus as president, Linda Metzger as vice president, and Linda Glover as secretary.
We have a motion.
Second that.
We have a second by Mr. Franz. Is there any discussion? All those in favor signify, wait, we need to take a roll. I'm sorry, Brenda Metzger is joining us virtually.
That's my job.
So, I'm sorry.
Okay.
I will probably do that again
we think we want Linda
tonight.
back, but.
Gotta do your job, Linda.
Mrs. Wilhelmus.
Aye.
Mrs. Metzger. I heard you, thank you. Mr. Mosby.
Aye.
Mr. Eigner.
Aye.
Mr. France.
Aye.
And I vote aye.
Motion carries. At this time, number 4, swearing in of the school board officers, and that will be Mr. Whitehead.
Could you please stand? She is.
She is virtually.
Virtually standing.
Can you see her okay?
Tim, can you see that sign in front of you? Okay, please repeat after me. I, say your name,
I, Linda Glover,
solemnly swear
solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the State of Indiana,
the Constitution of the State of Indiana,
and the laws of the United States and the State of Indiana.
and the laws of the United States and the State of Indiana.
I will faithfully execute
I will faithfully execute
the duties of my office
the duties of my office
as
as Secretary
of the Warwick County School Corporation,
of the Warwick County School Corporation,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
We will move on to agenda item number 5, acceptance of disclosure statements from board members. Mr. Whitehead.
Yes, any board member who believes they have or may have a conflict of interest this year can feel free to turn that in at this time, or when one arises, please make sure you turn one in as well, the form that I sent out to you. Thank you. I did receive a couple.
Thank you. And now we will move on to agenda item number 6, school highlights. We're looking forward to Boonville Middle School's presentation. Dr. Redmond.
Yes, thank you, Mrs. Wilhelmus. We are excited that tonight is our first evening to host a school highlight section of our board meeting. We had talked about this a few weeks back, how it might be nice to have a different school come each meeting and share a little bit about what they're doing. The schools have all different kinds of ideas of what they're going to present, but kicking off for us tonight is Mrs. Julie Kemp and her team, and I'll let Mrs. Kemp take the podium and tell us a little bit about what's going on at Boonville Middle School.
Do the lights for us real quick.
Over here.
Glad to see so many of my staff members here tonight because this really is all about them. We're so excited to be here to share with you so many great things going on. Maybe not quite that much.
She's scared of the dark. It's my first time.
I did not bring my reading glasses with me tonight. But we really want to begin tonight by honoring you, the school board. It's so appropriate that we got to go first. We're excited for that honor, but even more so that it is School Board Appreciation Month, because everything we're going to talk about tonight that has led to the innovation and the success that we're experiencing at Boonville Middle, you've supported. Whether that was publicly, through your votes, through the professional development, through the, giving Mrs. Redmond the ability to just continue pushing us. We appreciate that. And so tonight, we are coming to you to kind of talk about our Distinguished Title I Award. Over 1,300 schools. The state is thrilled that a middle school was able to be named. And these are, this is top secret, these are the shirts our students and our staff members are going to get. Set goals, crush them, and repeat. 2023-24 Boonville Middle School of the Year.
Thank you.
Yes.
And a little secret about your shirt size. Other than Mr. Mosby, who we might have had some inside information on, if you don't have the right shirt size, that's okay. Because we want you to stop and visit Boonville Middle and come and see the things that we're going to talk about tonight. So without further ado, I do want to introduce my team before we get started. I have Mrs. Schwartz down here on the end. She is our function, that would be my my sister. I'm Mrs. Wanda Schwartz. That does not cut into our 10 minutes. She's a functional academics teacher at Boonville Middle School. This is Heidi Kress, 6th grade geography, history, social studies, and my department chair. Tiffany Williams, special education teacher. Mrs. Granderson, she is one of our Title I teachers. Mrs. Lisa Sharp, 7th grade math teacher and my department chair. Miss Beth Farrand, and she's an 8th grade language arts teacher and also department chair as well. These ladies represent our school leadership team. So we have a very vibrant, energetic, dedicated group of team members here. So they're going to speak to you, hopefully, more than I am tonight, because really, Boonville Middle School and our success, it's about them. Nothing to do with me. It's them. And these individuals out here. So when we talk about this award, which we won in Category 1, which is, that's a pretty big deal. Exceptional student performance and academic growth. So we want to hit upon those things tonight because we know so much of what you hear as board members, and we love that you hear things about us and smile and you shake your heads, but Facebook, the grocery store, athletic events, we are so proud of our school and the opportunity that we've had to grow and the excellence we've been able to build. And we think when you hear what we're doing at Boonville Middle tonight, you're going to see why it's such an amazing place. What you're not going to hear is that we bought a program, that we bought into someone's initiative. That wasn't going to get the job done, and they knew that. It was about completely wrapping ourselves around a vision where all kids are pushed to succeed, regardless of the level that they come into us at. So, let's keep going here, maybe. Cute pictures. I mean, you can't not have cute pictures here. So for us, we do want to talk about we're really struggling here with the clicking. We do want to very quickly talk about who we are and then get into some of the challenges. So our enrollment fluctuates quite a bit. Over the past 2 years, we've been anywhere from 690 to 703. Attendance, we are currently this year at a 94% average daily attendance rate. Attendance has been a real struggle for us at Boonville Middle. This is the first year, last year actually, in a while that we have met the state and federal requirement. Last year, we still had 12% of our student body who missed greater than 18 days, which is a significant, that is truant, definitely so. 1/3 of our students receive some type of special education support, which is well above the state average. We are a Title I school with currently 57% of our students reporting that they live under the poverty line. Our iLearn scores are exploding with growth. So we know you understand that the growth is more important than that bottom line of pass, because we take them from where they are and move up. And we have a robust extracurricular program for all students both before, during, and after school. So just a little bit about who we are. Cute kids. So what were our challenges? What was causing us to have to really rethink and struggling with attendance. Last year alone, 26% of our kids missed more than 2 days in 6th grade. In 7th grade, it was 27%, and in 8th grade, it was 22%, 10 or more days. Grades and attendance have a direct correlation. We all know that. We knew mental health was an issue. We had more than 2,400 requests to see a school counselor in the 178 student school days that we had last year. Not to mention 1,300 office referrals for support. We had 2 offices that were housed. Another good step for this board, Southwestern Counseling, had 2 offices which they filled with student appointments every day, 5 days a week. And our students themselves were reporting that they were struggling with relationships. It is difficult to come from an elementary school to a middle school, and I need to see 9 different teachers over the course of the day. And how do I remember what my first period math teacher said to me during my 9th period PE class? So all things that we were going to have to address if we were going to make some significant changes at Boonville Middle. So we wrapped ourselves around these kids and around their challenges, and we knew their struggles, and we created a vision for success for all kids. And if you walk into those hallways, if you bring that shirt back and you take that tour with us, you're going to see it, you're going to feel it, and you're going to hear from these ladies tonight just what we did to make that happen.
Hi. So what makes Boonville Middle School different? We have undergone a transformative cultural shift focusing on every student's needs and collaboration within our staff. Our growth centers around these 4 components that you see up here: schedule for students, relationship building, student support, and also instruction from our teachers and our support staff. Emphasizing student-centered approaches, the school's vision has propelled the success of all. Ongoing professional development has become a cornerstone and is so crucial in our building. By acknowledging the impact of poverty and trauma, the school aligns decisions with high expectations for academic success, complemented by a strong emphasis on social emotional well-being for our students. The unique scheduling approach ensures students build meaningful and lasting relationships for the time that they're in our building with us. Furthermore, restorative discipline practices reinforces a commitment to learning from missteps while also prioritizing academics for those students. Teachers' innovation is evident in the diverse strategies that engage students in rigorous yet enjoyable learning every single day in our building. Clear objectives, feedback, formative data, and a culture of student excellence are all very integral for us. Brain breaks and mindfulness highlight a holistic approach so that we can embrace our students wholeheartedly. Boonville Middle's commitment to aligning vision with action steps has shaped a successful and nurturing environment for all stakeholders in our building.
Good evening. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit about ambitious instruction and our leadership structure. So classes at Boonville Middle School are structured to be academically demanding for all students. Teachers are innovative and utilize diverse teaching strategies that engage our students. We establish clear learning objectives, provide regular and consistent feedback, and create a classroom culture that encourages excellence and growth. We continually strive to improve the work we do, both with feedback from our principal and our collaborative efforts as a faculty and a staff. We all know strong leadership is a key to the success of any organization. And with this in mind, we are so grateful for the leadership provided by this board, Dr. Redmond and the Warwick County leadership team, and our building administration. Our principal fills the halls in our classrooms with kindness, support, hugs, high fives, whatever it takes. She works hand in hand with our dedicated team of educators to implement a clear and strategic vision for our school. including extensive work with curriculum. She leads by listening to the ideas and the concerns of her faculty and staff, but also to her students. Under her leadership, we prioritize innovation, adaptability, and maintain always a student-centered approach.
Thank you for changing that. How we provide targeted support and how we assess. By using the Title I funding strategically through staffing, parental involvement, summer school, and high-dosage tutoring, we create an environment that supports our low-income students, but also enhances the educational experience for all, creating a more inclusive and equitable learning environment. We prioritize parental involvement, remediation, enrichment, and professional development. We provide opportunities for families to engage in workshops, events, and resources throughout the year. We have established support teams focused on student success, including RTI and MTSS, which aid in early identification and intervention for struggling students. MTSS, for those of you who do not know what the letters stand for, it stands for a multi-tier system of support. And through that framework, we support our students academically, socially, emotionally, and behaviorally. And there is time built in our day for the teachers, the grade level teams, to collaborate each month. And then they also update weekly and daily as needed based on students' changing needs. So that is our MTSS program at BMS. Each day, students have opportunities to receive targeted remediation and enrichment in the smaller class sizes outside of their core instruction. And as title teacher, that is one of the things that I provide in the math and that Mrs. Holder provides for language arts. Provides a smaller class size where we can provide concrete, interactive opportunities that support what the core math teachers are teaching at the time. So thank you very much for your continued support.
All right, good evening. I'm here to talk a little bit about our professional development and our feedback. All right, so without exception, we are deeply committed to the success of our students and one another. We support one another professionally and personally and are often found collaborating during lunch, passing periods, in addition to the common planning time that we are given. We cheer one another on, step in when additional support is needed, and truly believe that the success of one is all of us. We value an ongoing professional development where we learn innovative teaching methodologies, strategies to address the diverse student needs, and how to implement effective intervention programs. Consistent monitoring of progress occurs in many ways. First, with our ongoing collaboration and professional development among all of us, the MTSS process, feedback from students and staff, formative and summative data, and lastly, a regular use of a staff-developed walkthrough tool. So this is a walkthrough tool is something like our principals will come through and just kind of visit our classrooms to see what's going on and then give us feedback on that short term of a visit. This is all embedded within the day. A true cycle of review, refine, revise ensures forward thinking and movement regarding the use of our limited time with our precious students. Our feedback drives our professional development needs, and we want to thank you for your ongoing support with that.
So moving forward, so at Boonville Middle, we're not done. We've got the information, we've talked about what the ladies have said, but we can't stop. We've got to keep moving forward. So for us, it's that constant revision, reflection, and feedback that we cycle through that pushes us forward and tells us what our next steps are. We utilize the feedback from students, which we send out student surveys at the beginning of the year, and then oftentimes again at the middle of the year, and we use that information to guide what our students' needs are. We also have parent surveys that we send out as well to look through that information. We have our parent support pack, which meets to go over the needs or whatever they feel is needed at Boonville Middle School. We also have our formative assessments, whether it is our classroom test, exit tickets at the end of the day, entrance tickets that we use for our feedback, along with the walkthroughs that they've talked about where our administrators come in and give us that information. We use that to continuously hone our skills for what we need to continue working on in our classrooms. We also use our professional development, which we meet after we give the NWA assessment. We meet as a grade level with our teams, with the math department and language arts department, to go over that data to continue driving and seeing what professional development we need. So once we use all of that feedback, it helps us meet the individual needs of our students to see what our next steps are in the MTSS process as well. Thank you.
Okay, so what does a day at Boonville Middle School look like, especially with all of these things that we've already talked about? Okay? So the key to the success of our innovation is the way our school day is organized and the opportunities embedded within it. We knew our students were struggling with relationships, discipline, attendance, and mental health. Therefore, to make academic gains, we plan to meet those needs first. And we do that with opportunities, student support, and a focus on each student. So when a student enters school in the morning, they can see an administrator welcoming them to school, join walking club, visit the library, go to breakfast, talk with guidance, talk with principals. And then once classes start, students can request and receive support from guidance and from the principals. They can participate in group counseling sessions that not only do our BMS, our staff has, but also outside agencies. They have the same teacher for 3 periods per day in order to establish a relationship and a point of contact for anything that they might need. They have 2 opportunities for remediation or enrichment classes. They have 2 opportunities to participate in related arts classes. They have 4 opportunities for core instruction that includes differentiated instruction, mindfulness opportunities, brain breaks, and monitoring of growth. They have 1 lunch period that includes a recess. This also serves as time for them to be part of the clubs that meet during the school day, such as Girl Talk and Student Council. And they have 1 MRP period toward the end of the day that is used to set goals, get organized, receive support in whatever they might need. But last and definitely not least, students are loved, encouraged, and supported every day, all day at Boonville Middle School.
So we wanted you to see that. That's key for what makes the difference with a student. And we want to bring you back to this statement. We are focused on the learning of every single student. Our vision of where, regardless of their background, without exception, we strive for excellence for each and every one of them. And I appreciate such the wonderful comments that they've made about the board and about administration, but truly, the award, the growth, it's these teachers. They've done the work, they continue to put in the work because of the love that they have for kids. And we're excited to continue that, supporting them with you. And the one thing, and I shared this with the state when they continuously ask, how have you made these just such great growth, and just, it's amazing what's happening in there at Boonville Middle. When we walk through that building, it's not like any middle school we've ever been part of. And I take them to this quote: find a group of people who challenge and inspire you. Spend time with them. Dream, plan, succeed, and lives will be changed. Lives at Boonville Middle have been changed as a result of this group. And so I want to honor them tonight as well. So thank you for having us. Lisa, okay, we can send it to them. Okay. We will send you, I don't even know if the sound works. This is our 2-minute video clip that's being shared nationally from the Indiana Department of Education. It was supposed to be 2 minutes of me speaking about all the great things at Boonville Middle. So I don't know if it will play or not. If we we have sound.
Hello, my name is Julie Kemp, and I am the proud principal of Boonville Middle School, which serves grades 6 through 8 and is located in the rural city of Boonville, Indiana. Of our 700 students, 57% participate in the free and reduced lunch program, and 1/3 receive special education services. Walking through the halls and into the classrooms of Boonville Middle, it is clear this school is special. Our vision of success for all students is a lived experience for students, teachers, and the broader community. This vision of excellence and continued growth is supported by a layered system of innovative ideas working together to meet the academic, physical, and social and emotional needs of all. Teachers and staff are skilled in utilizing restorative discipline practices. We work together to maintain high and consistent expectations in an inclusive learning environment, thus contributing to the school's remarkable growth in both academic and social emotional achievements. Key to the success of our innovation is the way in which our school day is organized and opportunities embedded within it. We knew our students were struggling with relationships, discipline, attendance, and mental health. We would plan to meet these needs first. This pushed our thinking outside of the traditional way of organizing our schedule. As a result, the school day is prioritized to provide individualized support and opportunities for all through relationship building, enrichment, remediation, high-quality instruction, as well as time for mindfulness, counseling, and physical movement. Building strong relationships with families in the community is a top priority, as we believe that education is a collaborative effort between the school, families, and the community. We know that we are often the second family, a role we feel honored to hold. We've established multiple avenues for parent-teacher communication and engagement to support and enhance learning. Visit Boonville Middle School. You will see and feel the difference. This is a school truly dedicated to kids.
Thank you for having us. Thank you for supporting us. This meant a lot to us. I hope you gained some new information about Boonville Middle you maybe didn't know. So.
Thank you, Mrs. Kemp.
Thank you very much.
Thank you all for coming. Thank you for all you do every day.
Thank you for your work.
Yes.
Great presentation.
Yeah.
Yeah, very good.
Well, it's nice to go first.
That's saying something when the attorney said he's getting goosebumps. That's saying something.
Why are you gonna call me out like
Sorry.
that?
I just thought I got through without tearing up. Usually when I talk about them, I get choked up, so.
Now, achieving that state award, the bonus you got, did you share that with me? I'm just joking.
Do they know what we received? I haven't seen them. Do they know? What
Are you talking about
the money?
I don't think so. Actually, I don't think so.
Oh, I'm not joking.
Yeah, go ahead and share, Mrs. Kemp. I don't think I've shared this.
$10,000.
What?
Wow.
Really?
Really?
Yeah, we haven't seen the money yet, have we?
Oh, from that guy, you won't see
You'll never see it,
Mrs.
Julie.
Kemp,
That
you're
was a
never gonna see
mistake.
that money. What are you talking about?
Should have done direct deposit to the middle school.
You might get 10% of it.
No, we do, we will receive $10,000 to
Wow.
put towards just efforts
For Boonville
for
Middle.
Boonville
Yes.
Middle.
Did you hear that? It's for Boonville Middle.
Yes, see, we even talked him into supplementing because part of that money can be used to send them out to the conference in Portland. But if they wanted to take more than just a couple of people, the 10,000 was going to be gone in a hurry. So we spoke and decided it would be nice for us, so they could allow other people to go and not have to spend all 10,000 on just the travel and hotel. Then they'll have a little extra money to spend on professional development or supplies or whatever they need to help meet their goals.
Well, congratulations.
That's great.
Yeah, that's quite an honor as well. So
Very good.
Thank you.
Thank you. You guys are welcome to stay, but you certainly don't have to. So
Thank you.
I know all of this hard work takes a lot, so.
We are proud of Boonville Middle.
Yeah, I was thinking, I would just.
Oh, I'll get it.
Yeah, very good.
All right, we will move on to agenda item 7, patron concerns, and we have one person signed up. A little worried about this, but
Oh,
it's
God.
Ben Wallace.
I screened his concern before I let him go up there. No.
It's nothing fancy like that. Sorry, the bar was too high. I actually don't come before the board necessarily for a school-related issue. It's more of a community event that I get to be a part of this year. If you haven't heard about it, it's the For the Love of Books celebration that is put on by the Warwick Literacy and Educational Connections organization. It is their main fundraiser to support the Dolly Parton Imagination Library here in Warwick County. This year, my wife, Kimberly, and myself have been chosen to be a part of the Royal Court because I work next door to Darlene and she talks me into everything. But so it's our job kind of to go out and spread the news with the community, try to get involvement, obviously to get donations to keep the Dolly Parton Imagination Library going here. If you aren't familiar, just a little background, the WLEC, which is the Warwick Literacy and Educational Connections, is a 501c3 nonprofit organization which is devoted to promoting early literacy by continually funding the Dolly Parton Imagination Library here in Warwick County. WLEC is dedicated to inspiring a love of reading by gifting books free of charge to all registered Warwick County children under the age of 5. Each month, these children receive a free book sent directly to them in the mail, and currently they are serving just around 2,200 Warwick County children, and they've actually graduated over 1,500 out of the program to this date. Shockingly, it only takes $30 to support one child for an entire year of books. So when you break that down, like if they sign up straight up from birth, for 5 years of books, they get it takes $150. And my youngest child actually was part of this program, and it is amazing. Even at 2 and 3 years old, he would know, like when a new month is coming, he was expecting that book. We would go check the mail. He loves to sit down and have the book read to him, point to the pictures. And as a kindergartner this year, it is fascinating to see how fast he's picking up on the reading and sounding things out and things on the TV. So this is an amazing program that it was very easy to convince me to be a part of, to promote it. I do have an invitation for the school board and for central office administration, and then I do have packets for all of you. If you're interested in any sponsorships or making a donation personally, for those of you that have your own businesses, there's also a little handout about Warwick Lit Education. So the event is Saturday, February 17th. It is at Friedman Park Event Center, which that's all here at the top for you. Doors will open at 5:15. We will have a catered dinner that starts at 6. That's being catered by yesterday's. There will be a DJ, there will be dancing, there will be an entertainment. The Royal Court candidates, we've kind of thrown around the idea of maybe some sort of competition, so maybe karaoke or lip sync. We'll see. I mean, I teach middle school, so I don't care to embarrass myself. But if you're interested, if you would like to donate, or even if you'd like to attend the event, feel free to reach out to myself. There's a QR code on there, and I do have a cardboard cutout of Dolly Parton that if you'd like to donate or a business would donate, I will come by, we'll take pictures. I was afraid to bring her tonight because of the impending rain. Can't ruin her yet. So I'll pass these out, and we would love to see you at the event.
Thank you, Ben.
Thank you. It's a great event and a great program to help our children.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Lip sync, really?
Since you're board president, I'll give you the board invitation.
Thank you.
Yep, there's an invitation for you. Won't leave you out. Thank you.
Thanks very much. Wonderful program to support. Moving on to agenda item number 8, consideration of routine business. Dr. Redmond.
Thank you, Mrs. Wilhelmus. The following routine items include approving the minutes of the school board meeting held on December 18, 2023, and approving the claims and signing the docket for January 8, 2024. I recommend the board approve the routine items as presented.
Motion to approve routine items.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Eigner and a second by Mr. Mosby. All those is there any discussion? And then roll call.
Ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Mrs. Wilhelmus.
Aye.
Ms. Metzger. Aye. Mr. Mosby.
Aye.
Mr. Eigner.
Aye.
Mr. France.
Aye.
And I vote aye.
Motion carries. Moving on to agenda item number 9, consideration of items for board action. Dr. Redmond.
Thank you, Mrs. Wilhelmus. Agenda item A, second reading of proposed policy. Dr. Walter Lambert has brought to the board an updated policy 1200, board member compensation. This policy has been revised and updated and has updated language. The first reading of this updated policy took place on December 18, 2023. A second reading will occur this evening, and then afterward, the board may choose to take action. In summary, this policy establishes the method for a board member to obtain the payment to which the board member is entitled as set forth herein. Each board member shall be entitled to claim compensation for attending the following: A, each regular school board meeting; B, each executive session of the school board; C, each meeting of any committee established by the school board and on which the board member serves; and E, each work session. I recommend the board approve the updated policy as presented.
I move to approve the policy.
We have a motion by Mrs. Glover, second by Mr. Franz. Is there any discussion? Let's call for roll. Mrs. Glover.
Mrs. Wilhelmus.
Aye.
Ms. Metzger. Aye. Mr. Mosby.
Aye.
Mr. Eigner.
Aye.
Mr. France.
Aye.
And I vote aye.
Motion carries. Moving on to item 9B, consider approving resolution 2024-1. Did we just do that?
No, this is
Okay.
the resolution.
School board, oh, this is the resolution, 2024-1, school board member compensation. Dr. Redmond.
Yes, thank you. In your board packet, you will find a copy of Resolution 2024-1, School Board Member Compensation. With the passage of this resolution, the school board desires to A, modify the compensation of the board members, and B, rescind and replace Resolution 2000-10. I recommend the board approve the Resolution 2024-1 as presented.
I'll make the motion to
We have a
approve.
motion by Mr. Mosby,
I'll second.
second by Mrs. Glover. Is there any discussion? Would you call roll, please?
Mrs. Wilhelmus.
Aye.
Ms. Metzger. Aye. Mr. Mosby.
Aye.
Mr. Eigner.
Aye.
Mr. France.
Aye.
And I vote aye.
The motion carries. Item 9C, consider approving MOU between Newburgh, WCSC, and the Catholic Diocese. Dr. Redmond.
Thank you, Mrs. Wilhelmus. In your board packet is a memorandum of understanding between the town of Newburgh, the Warwick County School Corporation, and the Catholic Diocese of Evansville regarding funding for school resource officers. I recommend the board approve the MOU as presented.
We have a motion by Mr. Franz,
I'll second.
second by Mr. Mosby. Is there any discussion? Call roll, please.
Mrs. Wilhelmus.
Aye.
Ms. Metzger. Aye. Mr. Mosby.
Aye.
Mr. Eigner.
Aye.
Mr. France.
Aye.
And I vote aye.
Motion carries. Item 9D, consider naming corporation treasurer and deputy treasurer. Dr. Redmond.
Thank you. Indiana statute requires the board to name a corporation treasurer when they reorganize. I recommend the board name Amy Smith treasurer and Jasmine Donnelly as deputy treasurer of the Warwick County School Corporation for 2024 as presented.
Motion to approve.
We have a motion by Mr. Eigner,
I'll second.
second by Mrs. Glover. Is there any discussion? Call roll, please.
Mrs. Wilhelmus.
Aye.
Ms. Metzger. Aye. Mr. Mosby.
Aye.
Mr. Eigner.
Aye.
Mr. France.
Aye.
I vote aye.
Item 9E, consider approving Transportation and Logistics Specialist. Dr. Redmond.
Thank you, Mrs. Wilhelmus. In your board packet, you will find a request from Dr. Doug Gresham for a new position within the Transportation Department titled Transportation and Logistics Specialist. The position, the title, and job description were reviewed and approved by the Personnel, Food and Nutrition, and Custodial Committee and is now ready for full board consideration. I recommend the board approve this request as presented.
We have a motion by Mr. Franz,
I'll second.
second by Mr. Mosby. Is there any discussion?
I'd like to just make a comment, just for those listening in public. Transportation is very difficult. I'm not on that committee. I was, and so I'm glad to see that we're supporting it. And I just want to make sure, public realize it's a struggle every day. For just to find bus drivers and, even buses. So, we need to, these are those things that kind of like, it's not behind the scenes, but you don't think about it, right?
Right.
But it's a challenge, and so I'm glad we're doing this, and there might be other things that need to come up to support transportation that cost money, but it's an effort for us to get kids to school, because,
It is. And when our manager of transportation is literally driving the
Driving
bus
the
every
bus all the
day,
time,
which
yeah.
prevents him from doing his,
Right.
normal
Yeah,
daily
correct.
functions. So
Yeah,
it's,
so I was
it is truly a struggle, as
It
you
is.
said, Mr.
Yeah,
Eidman.
they're on the struggle bus.
Yeah.
Right?
No pun intended. I taught you that. I taught you that. Thing.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's missed committee meetings before because he was
Driving
out
his
driving a
bus.
bus.
Yeah.
And we have a lot of, we could go on, but
Right.
we have a lot of special ed transportation needs and things also that have just become more common, and just, again, it's
Yes.
another layer of complexity
Yep.
that adds to that department and
Yep.
the struggles that it's facing right now.
so thanks to the committee that was working on that.
Yes.
Call for a vote.
Mrs. Wilhelmus.
Aye.
Ms. Metzger. Mr. Mosby.
Aye.
Mr. Eigner.
Aye.
Mr. France.
Aye.
And I vote aye.
Motion carries. Item 9F, consider approving non-exclusive clinical affiliation agreement. Dr. Redmond.
Thank you. In your board packet, you will find a non-exclusive clinical affiliation agreement between Warwick County School Corporation and American Senior Communities, LLC. The agreement provides that American Senior Communities will provide qualified professionals and make its facilities available to Warwick County School Corporation's faculty members and students for practical learning and clinical experiences. And just to make this a little more local for us, this is the parent company to Cypress Hills Rehabilitation Center, which is in Newburgh. And we are trying to get our students from WPCC, they're going to be doing some partnership work with them. So that's what this agreement is in regard to. I recommend the board approve and enter into this agreement.
I'll make a motion to approve.
We have a motion by Mr. Mosby, second by Mr. Franz. Is there any discussion?
I just want to ensure this has been reviewed and approved by council.
Yes.
Thank you. Oh, Mrs. Wilhelmus. Is that thunder?
Is that thunder?
Or was it?
That was odd.
All right.
I did have one question. Do we have MOUs with the other
We do. Yes.
facilities too?
Yes, so as we're starting to put students in first, and then our students can be on site.
Good.
Yes.
Well, that's exciting for our students, so very excited about it. I vote aye.
Okay. Ms. Metzger.
Did we lose her?
Ms. Metzger? Aye. Okay. Mr. Mosby?
Aye.
Mr. Eigner?
Aye.
Mr. France?
Aye.
And I vote aye.
Motion carries. Moving on to the next agenda item, personnel. Dr. Gresham.
Thank you, Mrs. Wilhelmus. I don't know if you heard that rumble just now. That's the Michigan fan base from Houston. They happen to be up 17-3 right now.
Thanks for the update, Dr. Gresham.
Agenda item A, consideration of employment support staff positions. Evan Cheney, temporary program assistant at Castle High. Yvonne Mendez, temporary program assistant at Sharon Elementary. Brenda Dunn, temporary ABS program assistant at Sharon Elementary. Connor Oxley, temporary program assistant at Oakdale Elementary. Cara Evans, program assistant at Castle High. Carrie Pitts, temporary program assistant at Yankeetown Elementary. Abby Redmond, part-time custodian at Central Services and Administration Building.
Let's clarify that, not this Abby Redmond.
Not the same.
I don't have enough to do, so I thought I'd like add that. Spelled differently, first and last names, no relation.
It is not.
It's not legal.
Josie Freeman, temporary speech language pathologist assistant, and Melissa Brochures, program assistant at Linville Elementary.
Motion to approve support staff positions.
Second.
We have a motion by Mr. Eigner and a second by Mr. Mosby. Is there any discussion? Would you call for the vote, please?
Mrs. Wilhelmus.
Aye.
Ms. Metzger. Mr. Mosby.
Aye.
Mr. Eigner.
Aye.
Mr. France.
Aye.
And I vote aye.
Motion carries. Dr. Gresham?
Agenda item B, leave requests. Elizabeth Roll, counselor at Boonville High. Andrea Lasher, health aide at Linville Elementary. Brenda Dunn, program assistant at Sharon Elementary. Ann Chu Gold, 4.75 cafeteria position at Castle South. Sarah Davis, program assistant at Castle High. Karen Witten, program assistant at Oakdale Elementary. Sonia Beesing, custodian at Logue Elementary. Chad Hart, history teacher at Boonville Middle. Crystal Fields, music art teacher at Yankeetown Elementary. And Christy Held, itinerant special education teacher.
We have a motion.
I move to approve the leave request.
We have a motion by Mrs. Glover.
Second.
Have a second by Mr. Eigner. Is there any discussion? Call for the vote, please.
Mrs. Wilhelmus.
Aye.
Ms. Metzger. Mr. Mosby.
Aye.
Mr. Eigner.
Aye.
Mr. France.
Aye.
I vote aye.
Motion carries. Dr. Gresham?
Thank you. Agenda item C, cafeteria transfers. Stacy McDonald, 6.0 hours at Castle High to 6.5 hours at Castle High. Jill Henning, 4.75 hours at Logue Elementary to 5.25 hours at Logue Elementary. And Megan Imlay, 4.5 hours at Castle North to 6.5 hours at Castle North. Agenda item D, resignations. Catherine Williams, program assistant at Castle High, resignation effective January 2nd, 2024. Dorita Rootman, program assistant at Oakdale Elementary, resignation effective December 31st, 2023. Julie Newton, multi-responsibilities position, resignation effective January 19, 2024, from only the program assistant position. Tim Doherty, Class B mechanic, resignation effective December 29th, 2023. Diana Crump, custodian at Newburgh Elementary, resignation effective January 3rd, 2024. Lisa Brock, 3.25-hour cafeteria position, resignation effective January 1st, 2024. And agenda item E, retirements. Lori Blair, program assistant Linville Elementary School, retirement effective December 29th, 2023. And Jimmy Williams, business teacher at Boonville High School, retirement effective May 23rd, 2024.
Thank you, Dr. Gresham. All right, agenda item 11, announcements. Dr. Redmond?
Yes, I have just a few announcements. First, a few people have mentioned it already, but January is Board Appreciation Month. So I just wanted to thank all of you for the role that you play in the success of our district. And we have a few things that different schools have made, signs and cards, and of course your new t-shirts and all of those things. So I did just want to thank you publicly for your partnership in helping Warwick County School Corporation be successful. So thank you.
Who provided the cookie? Anybody know?
Laura and Abby. Laura and Abby.
Thank you.
And I have seen on the signs outside of the school, I've seen a lot of people advertising that it's National School Board Month. I really didn't know there was such a thing. But,
I didn't either.
it was nice.
Found out
and,
tonight.
we're happy to support everything in Warwick County because we're very proud of all of our successes. We're the best school corporation in the whole state of Indiana.
Here.
Yes.
Yeah. Second, I did just want to take an opportunity, in case you didn't have a chance to see our students at the Rose Bowl Parade. What just an absolute honor for me to be watching TV, and I was flipping between two stations, so I actually got to see them kind of walk through twice. And I know they just had the experience of a lifetime, and I just wanted to, we've had them here, and I think it was toward the end of last year, we had them here at a meeting, but I did want to point that out again, that it was just quite something to see them on national television, and quite an accomplishment for that group of students. So again, congratulations to them. And then we also, at Boonville High School, we have a girls wrestling state finalist. Paige Cook will be competing this upcoming weekend in the state finals. Apparently the Coaches Association, they run that wrestling tournament, and word on the street is that girls wrestling may become a sanctioned sport in the next 2 to 3 years. So until then, this is their state finals, and best of luck to Paige.
Yes. And when is that?
It is this weekend, but this upcoming weekend. I don't actually know the location, but I can find out.
Yeah, great. Great to be represented.
It is,
Wow,
yeah.
that's wonderful. Okay, moving on to agenda item 12, other board business. We will have a construction/pathways meeting in the morning at 7:30 at the admin building. And then February 12th, we will have a personnel, food and nutrition, and custodial committee meeting at 6:30 here in this building.
And transportation and special education have a meeting in the morning at 8:30 at the administration building, right? Right.
Any other committee meetings?
Policy and Curriculum Committee will next meet February 12th, 5:30, here at Central Services.
Anything else? And thanks again to Boonville Middle School. Congratulations on your achievement. It's just a wonderful thing to be a part of that, and the board is really pleased to be able to support all your efforts. So thank you for coming tonight, and thank you for a wonderful presentation.
I did want to bring up one more thing, Mrs. Wilhelmus. We had talked about the need for a work session next board meeting, which is January 22nd. There was some information that you'd requested for us to get and collect in terms of some manager salaries. We are ready and prepared to present that to you. So what we'll need to do is we'll start with executive session, if that's okay with the group. I'm proposing that we start with executive session at 5:15, and then we can call work session starting at 5:45 the same evening, if that works for everyone.
Is Brenda on still?
Yes.
Okay.
Mrs. Metzger, were you able to hear those dates and times?
She's on mute.
Is she
She doing this?
She's saying yes or no?
Okay.
Okay.
We can
We
check
can
with
check.
her
We'll check.
tomorrow.
Okay.
But does that work for everyone else, as long as it works for Mr. Baker and Mrs. Metzger?
Work session. Yes, on February 12th, we have the personnel meeting at 6:30. And then on, what was it?
January 22nd.
January 22nd.
January 22nd, executive session at 5:15 and a work session at 5:45. Do those work for you?
On the 12th. She needs-
6:30.
I'll send her a text.
I can't hear what she's
It's,
saying.
how about this, if something doesn't work for Mrs.
Right.
Metzger, then we can adjust the times.
That sounds good.
Yeah, so we'll double check with everybody. If times don't work, then we'll readjust, and then we'll make sure we have everything posted 2 days ahead as required. Okay, very good.
Any other business to come before the board? Okay. Thank you all for coming. Motion to adjourn, or we're adjourned. Need a motion.